typically if you hammer a prop so bad, chances are you destroy the lower unit. When you're burning with fuel, it's like you're putting a big tire in your car. You need to be able to get on a plane, load it with people and all your fishing gear, so the boat struggles to get up on a plane. We know the prop is too big. The motor has an RPM range that you need to meet. The boat runs better with a 4-blade. My friend's 22 Pathfinder runs better with a 3-blade. Yeah.
Today, we're out in the water testing different propellers to see how they really perform. We're even swapping props right here on the water to compare the results. And to make sure to get the best advice, I'm talking with a top expert in the industry to break down everything you need to know about choosing the right prop for your boat.
Yo, we need a 17 on this boat, but the motor has to come up as well. So.
What's up, guys? We're talking about props today. We're here with Ruben from Reliable Marine, the #1 Suzuki repower dealer in 2024 in the country, and we're talking all about props. When somebody's picking a prop for their boat, what are some of the things that they should consider, and what are the choices that they have as far as propellers go?
So, with Suzuki, typically because of the high gear ratio, we typically in all the 150s and up, well, better said 150 to 300 horsepower, we run 16 diameter. So the prop testing is pretty easy, so it's pretty much just up or down on pitch. I mean, there's some performance boats that you can get into the 4 blades, things like that, but our average consumer, it's typically 16-inch diameter, gives you the best all around, cruise, fuel economy, and top speed. Yeah.
So when we're talking about pitch, what does pitch mean? What exactly does that mean to somebody that doesn't know what a
so the pitch is the degrees, the angle of the blade. Okay. The diameter is the width of the blade. Yeah. So typically everything we run is a 3 by 16 by either we start off at 17, then it goes to 18.5, then to 20, then to 12.5. So they jump in increments of pitches and a half. Yeah.
Got it. Now I know that there's some propellers that are stainless steel, right? And then there's some that are aluminum. What's the difference, and why would I choose one over the other?
So typically we don't even stock aluminum props. We do everything stainless steel. Typically the only guys that would want to run an aluminum prop are more like the rental boat guys, or guys that run really skinny water. Because typically an aluminum prop, if you hit bottom, you're going to damage the prop and not the lower unit. Got it. With a stainless steel prop, typically when you impact the bottom, you're gonna damage the lower unit. Yeah?
Okay, so it's a stronger prop.
Stainless steel stronger. Typically the aluminum's gonna bend and you're not gonna damage the prop shaft. But you're not gonna have the performance with the aluminum prop. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know that there's some 4-blade props. I've even seen 5-blade props. Now, why would somebody choose 4 over 3, and what's better for just a regular person that's going out in the water?
So typically, Suzuki doesn't make a 5-blade. We do have 4-blade props. They start off at 20 pitch. Typically like a flats boat with a jack blade, you'll run a 4-blade prop. I mean, again, some boats, it's a matter of trial and error. Like for example, on my 21Us, the boat runs better with a 4-blade.
Really?
My friend's 22 Pathfinder runs better with a 3-blade. Yeah. So it's just trial and error. Yeah. Typically back in the days, a 4-blade would give you better grip, better hole shot. But nowadays with these 16 diameters, I'm seeing just as good as a hole shot and just as good as grip.
Now, how do you know exactly that you got the right prop, that you got it dialed in? How do you know? Well, what is it that you look for?
So the RPM is what you look for. Okay. The motor has an RPM range that you need to meet. So the first thing I do is I look back there and I make sure the engine height's correct. Mm-hmm. And we measure it with the bottom of the boat, but I have to see where the water's breaking on the cavitation plate to make sure the motor's not buried or too high. And then I look at my RPM. I mean, like for example, this motor, we want to be somewhere around 6,200 RPMs, yeah?
So every motor has a specific...
Correct, has a range. They're all pretty similar, but they all have a range.
Now, if the motor's too low, you'll get that prop wash,
You'll get the prop wash, the spray, the sluggish plane, the porpoise.
Okay. And if it's too high?
Cavitation. It's going to blow out of the hole. When you stomp on it, it's going to get some air. When you turn, you're going to get air.
How do you know if you have the wrong prop?
So the boat struggles to get up on a plane.
Okay.
And then we open it up, and we're not getting the recommended wide open throttle RPM. We know the prop is too big. We're going to come down a pitch. Now, if we give it full throttle and we set off the rev limiter, we know we're under propped. Yeah. Okay. But like I said, we do a lot of repower, so typically out of 10 boats, 1 or 2 might need a prop change. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing how many boats a week? 10 to 15 a week, right?
Somewhere in that range. I mean, right now we're closer to the 15 to 20 engines a week. So 15 or 20 engines could be 10 or 12 boats because some of them are twins. Yeah.
What is prop slip, and is that the same as cavitation? Is it similar? What is
Correct.
prop
So
slip?
every boat has a percentage of slip.
Okay.
So when you're trying to calculate a prop, like on a computer formula, they calculate the weight of the boat, the slip, the pitch, and all that. But that's more for performance, yeah.
All right. So we kind of touched on this a little bit. How does prop selection change for different activities? So if I'm a guy that likes to fish, if I'm a guy that is just going out and cruising, what changes?
Well, again, with Suzuki, there's not a bunch of selections. From the 150 to the 300 range, you have, you know, some smaller hammer props are like 15 diameter, which we typically don't run. Then you go to the 60 diameter, then you go to the 4 blade. So there's not, you know, a bunch of different selections. So that's why prop testing for us is not that difficult, because it's either pretty much we run 16, like I said, on everything. It's pretty much up or down on pitch.
What is it that makes the Suzuki prop so specific to Suzuki versus other engines? What is it specific about the engine that makes it?
Well, the prop isn't what's specific. I mean, Suzuki just doesn't have a very big selection of props. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to get more technical, more performance, sometimes we do aftermarket. We wanted a power tech, but again, most of our average repowers don't require that. But some of these like technical skiffs or go fast boats, we can get into the aftermarket, into the power techs and things like that. Yeah.
Now, depending on the horsepower, do you guys have specific props for that horsepower range you were saying?
So anything from a 150 to a 300 is going to use the same props. So
Really?
the whole selection of Suzuki's line will fit anything from a 150 to a 300.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
Suzuki does have the dual prop also. So how does that work?
Or so dual prop, there is no prop selection. It's either up or down on pitch. Yeah.
Up
So
or
I
down?
believe it's a 15 and a quarter by whatever pitch. Yeah.
Suzuki has that new water grip technology.
Yes.
Explain to us what that is, because I've heard of it, but I haven't heard it from a professional. So explain what that is.
So the water grip is pretty much an interchangeable hub. So let's say you're traveling to the Bahamas, you just carry a spare hub in your boat instead of a spare prop. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So if you spin a hub, you can hammer it out and just hammer a new hub, and not having to send the prop out to sending the prop out to a prop shop and getting it hydraulically pressed. Yeah.
So you just change out that piece,
Correct.
hammer it out.
With a socket and a hammer and a 2x4, you knock the hub out and put a new hub in. Yeah.
That's great too, because it's less space. You don't have to worry about that, that prop banging in your bilge or wherever
Correct,
it is that you're
correct.
stored. Yeah, that's awesome.
And like I tell customers, typically if you hammer a prop so bad that it's not going to get you home, chances are you destroy the lower unit. Yeah.
That's
So if you hit it lightly and you spun a hub or something, you're going to be able to just put a hub in there. Yeah, it's not going to run at 100%, but it's going to get you home. Yeah.
Are there any like new innovations or anything from Suzuki that they're coming out with that specific to the props?
As of right now, I haven't heard of anything.
Okay.
What we have is what we have.
What we have is what we have.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the like misconceptions that people have about props? Like I always hear about people wanting to go bigger and just to go faster. And there's also a hull design too. You can only go so fast.
Correct.
Right?
The boat's only going to go so fast, no matter what you put back there. A lot of misconception that people have with props is their cruise. They want to run a bigger prop, and they're cruising faster at 4,000 RPMs, but not necessarily mean it's the right prop. Because yeah, you're cruising faster, but the engine can't turn that prop. So typically you're burning more fuel. Because yeah, the boat's running at 4,000, 5 miles an hour faster. But if you look at your fuel burn, you're burning more fuel because it's like you're putting a big tire in your car. The motor's struggling to turn it. Yeah.
That's a good analogy. So it's like putting big rims on your car.
Correct.
Tires.
And it's not to be able to cruise at a faster speed. You need to be able to jump out of the hole. You need to be able to get on a plane when you have people in the boat, loaded with people, and all your fishing gear or all your coolers. So it's not just having one guy in the boat and be able to cruise 5 miles an hour faster. It's be able to meet all the criteria. Well, our goal is all the criteria. Be able to get out of the hole, be able to get the best fuel economy, be able to get the best top speed and the best cruise speed. All things all together.
How often should somebody be inspecting their prop, inspecting the hub? Because you could spin a hub anywhere at any time, right?
Correct. You can spin a hub at any time. I mean, that's why I always, again, this prop gets inspected at the 100-hour service, and we look in the back of it. If you see a bunch of rubber on the back of the hub, you know there's an issue. Yeah.
So maybe somebody should be able to check. Should go back there and check.
Yeah,
their...
I mean the customer shouldn't have to check that. We check it during the service. Whoever's doing the service.
Got it.
What's important is though that the guys doing the long trips that carry spare hubs. Yeah.
Got it.
But I mean, if you're a local boater around here, I mean, if it happens, it happens. I mean, we got Tito. You know,
the Sea-Tail Boat US, yeah.
I
got all
mean, because typically, when you're going to do a long trip, you're going to carry the tools with you. It's not just carrying the hub; you got to carry the tools as well.
Yep.
You need a socket to be able to put on the front of the hub to be able to knock it out with. So you need a hammer, a socket that fits on the front of the hub, a 2x4 to put it on, because you're not going to want to hammer it on top of your boat. Yeah. So the piece of wood is the most critical, because you got the hammer, you got the socket, but you're not going to hammer it on top of the boat. We have that prop boat coming now, because it takes me. I waste a full day a week prop testing boats, but we do get boats that come service with us that were repowered elsewhere, and the boats are just not propped right. And I understand the work it takes to do that and the experience. So now with our new prop boat, we're going to invite everybody to come.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. We're going to definitely get some more footage of that in the weeks to come.
Yeah, so we're going to invite anybody to come. And if the boat's propped correctly, we'll reprop it for you. And if the prop's not damaged, we'll exchange it out for you. We're just trying to earn new customers. Yeah.
Awesome. All
right.
Well, you guys heard it from Ruben. Ruben's been working on boats since you were what, 15 years old, 14 years old?
Like 16 years old.
Like 16 years old. So a long time. We won't say his age, but
I bring a lot of experience to the table. My crew brings a lot of experience to the table, and I'm like everybody can see I'm hands-on on all the boats in my shop.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't sit behind the desk barking orders in the suit and tie. I'm out in the field every day working side by side with my workers. Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys heard it. Ruben from Reliable Marine. I'm going to put his information down below. Give him a call if you're looking to repower and you're in the South Florida area. We even got people. These guys are from Naples.
These
from
guys
this
are from
boat.
Naples.
They brought this boat
Yeah.
from Naples, and we had another boat from Naples too.
Correct.
So people are bringing their boats to get repowered over here at Reliable Marine. Tell them Perfect Fit Boating sent you guys, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Take care.